Hey, this is Hunter with Tortoise and Hare software, and today we're going to be talking about building out the offer section of the PRESTO landing page framework. This is the final video in the series, and is exciting because I've recorded them all here in a short period of time. But the offer is the probably most important part of the building your landing page. Because you can have a great offer and a mediocre landing page, and it will convert better than a fantastic landing page with a mediocre offer. So you definitely want to pay attention to this, and we'll talk more about how to kind of package up your offers and make sure you're closing the deal in terms of generating the leads from your landing pages. So let's hop right in. All right, so I know that a lot of people, myself included, generally use a single offer or one offer for many of the landing pages on your website, such as book a free consultation or an IT review or something to that effect. But that doesn't mean that you still shouldn't package it up in a different way and kind of make it a little bit more contextual to the content of your landing page. There's nothing says that just because you have one free consultation form that you have to use the same headline or subheadline or present it the same way just because it's the same form that goes to the same place in your email inbox. So it is important to kind of think, what your offer is. Obviously, custom offers that are contextual to the content of the page are better, but we also have to deal with the realities of expenses, time, things like that, and many times it's going to be one offer that you're repackaging in different ways. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in this video and just other offers in general. Okay, so kind of the two main things for the offer section are usually going to be just like the headline and subheadline, and then the offer. There are other ways to do the offer section. You could do like a 2-column layout, and then maybe even squeeze in like a little micro testimonial below your subheadline here, but I honestly, for mobile reasons, prefer the centered single column thing, just because I think it's easier to kind of for maintainability and whatnot, just to do the single column sort of offer. But then notice how we've kind of tailored the same old free consultation to the context of the landing page. So this is a web development landing page on an technical SEO landing page. We've got a free technical SEO consultation, pay-per-click advertising. We've got a free pay-per-click advertising consultation for a cybersecurity page for an MSP. We're offering a free cybersecurity audit. And then you also want to just kind of align your subheadline to your headline, and kind of keep the subheadline on focus with the rest of the value proposition on the page. This one's got a free IT audit on a managed IT support page, and this one has a free IT consultation on an IT consulting page. Free data backup audit on your data backup page, some things like that. For your offers and forms, this is kind of the standard set of questions that I'm asking for an MSP. Your name, company name, how many employees in your company, email, phone, how can we help? I think this strikes a good balance between number of questions, length of the form, but then also has enough questions to kind of filter people out. If you want more forms fills, then you might do something just like name, email, how can we help? But asking a few extra questions can help qualify people and discourage low quality leads from filling out the form. For the agency here, I even have a few more questions: website URL, projected revenue, stuff like that. So that's the core part of the offer page. But I do want to cover kind of one more thing as part of the offer. and just show you that, like, just because you've finished your offer does not mean the page has to be done. After the page, you've pretty much given you're done with your core part of the landing page at this point. But you can put what I call the appendix section, after that, kind of before you get to the footer and are done with the main content. And the appendix section is just like last ways to recover a browsing session, because once they've consumed the whole content of the page, if they're not choosing to accept the offer and fill out the form, we gotta see if there's ways to recover the browsing session. So if somebody's not ready to fill out the form on this page, I've got some content, some key blog posts that are related to PPC, and I've made sure that the blog content is contextual again to the content of the page, common theme throughout these videos. And then, like, for this company, for instance, I've done some local links. So we're saying providing cybersecurity services to small businesses in the Lower Mainland, and then I have just some links to some location pages to just reinforce that this is a local business that serves some, of common locations around the area. So that was just one last thing I wanted to highlight after the kind of form and the offer. Is just that you can put a little bit of a appendix section below your main offer to kind of try and recover traffic, extend the browsing session, and just continue to keep that traffic on the site. So that's a little bit of the overview of the offer section. I guess one last thing is you can customize your buttons here to be a little bit more friendly to the offer. For instance, here we just have submit form. Submit form's not too bad, but probably a little bit better is to do something like apply now for your free consultation, or just make the submit button contextual with the offer. So hopefully that was helpful, and that is the offer section. All right, thank you for watching the video here. Hope you found it helpful. The offer is a very important part of a landing page. I know we just kind of looked at free consultations there, but not every landing page needs to have a form fill into destination. Lead magnets are perfectly valid as offers, or taking you to a pricing page to look at a more in-depth version of an offer. So I'm not going to dive too deep into offers because that's kind of a completely different topic. The focus of today's video is really more of just like implementing the offer section as part of a landing page build. So that's what I'll stay focused on there. But yeah, if you did like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And once again, I'm Hunter Nelson with Tortoise and Hare Software, and thanks for watching.